Hello and welcome to Generic News. I'm your anchor, Connor Jackson. With me today is our weather person, Emily Wilson, and our sports reporter, Kyler Davis. Today we will cover the oncoming improvements of Glenbrook Mall, Headwaters Ice Rink, and more. We start our newscast off with the newly finished Promenade Park. The multi-use pavilion will serve as a venue for many functions year-round, offering boat tours of the Sweet Breeze, a kids' canal, and much more. It is readily available for a family trip outdoors, and if leaving the kids at home with a sitter is on the agenda, Trouble Brewing has filed a lease agreement and opened a cafe that sells alcohol and food. A part of the riverfront development, Promenade has received rave reviews and is constantly being visited by Fort Wayne locals and even people from all around. So if you're looking for a great place to spend time with the family, a place to take outstanding pictures, or just take in nature, Promenade Park should be in our sights. Now for some news at the Career Academy at Anthus, as they just hired a new automotive teacher.
I'm here at the automotive building getting to know the new automotive teacher. Mr. Watley recently retired after teaching for 35 years, and taking over is Mr. Seaman. He will be teaching brakes, and let's get to know him.
Some of the challenges I'm facing are jumping in right out of the bat. The kids are halfway through the year. This is my first year teaching, so it's a new career for me, and so I'm learning a lot and trying to learn as I go along the way. So, my journey was a short but very long journey in the same sense. I started out here back in 2015, 2016, and then my senior year I went and interned out at Evans Toyota, and so then I went to there and I got my certifications. I went through college, got my associates, and then Mr. Watley eventually retired, and then so I was blessed with this opportunity to step in here and teach the young kids. I enjoy passing on the knowledge and teaching our young and new technicians that will be out in the world. I really just love teaching them the basics of everything.
And that's it. Back to you, Connor.
Very nice to see a new face in our school. As this lacking winter season rolls around, we can easily get consumed by the warm weather and all of the snow that we just aren't getting. However, the city of Fort Wayne has made it possible for people of all ages to embrace whatever winter weather they can get with the annual opening of Headwaters Park Ice Rink. For 17 seasons, the rink has drawn thousands of patrons and continues to receive flocks of people striving for any taste of winter they can get. With skating, concessions, and fun times, Headwaters is a buzzing place. Open until March 3rd, the rink continues to create memories and give just a little taste of winter. Now we're going to send it over to Kyler Davis with the sports.
News on college basketball. Rivals Kansas City Jayhawks and the Kansas State Wildcats break out into a huge fight as the Jayhawks were dribbling the ball out in the final seconds of the game, leading 81-59. Then one of the Kansas State players stole the ball and tried to dunk the ball, but his shot was blocked by a Kansas player, and things got heated after that. More on sports. The Super Bowl is set and ready to go on February 2nd, 2020, with the matchup of the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. This should be a battle of two juggernauts on opposite sides of the field, as the Niners have a stifling defense while the Chiefs have an airborne, high-powered offense. This game should be interesting, and it is filled with anticipation. The Snyder Panthers basketball team are off to a hot start right now, with a record of 10-3, only losing to Wayne and Carroll High School and the #1 team in the state of Indiana, Lawrence North. One of the key factors of their hot streak is their coaching and some of their young talent. Michael Ealy, the junior guard for the Panthers, is averaging 12 points and 5 rebounds a game, and they are looking to get far. The young star, Michael Ealy, has been a key component for the Snyder Panthers in the tournament. Let's take a trip to my school and speak to him ourselves. What's going on? This is Kyler. I'm going to be interviewing one of Snyder's young basketball talents, Michael Ealy. So what's your experience been like being a 3-year starter?
It's a good experience, you know, just coming out, working hard the past 3 years, and then every year you just gotta mature and you just gotta take lead every year, you know.
What's been your game plan being successful so far?
We're just getting to know each other, the guys, all of us, coming together as a team, and we're just playing hard and trusting each other, and we're beating pretty good teams this year.
So I hear you played football. What's been the experience for football, and like what's the difference in chemistry or environment with football and basketball?
I mean, football and basketball are a little bit different because I wasn't like one of the best players in football, but I'm more like I'm one of the better players in basketball. So I mean, I didn't really lead in football, but I had to lead in basketball, so it doesn't really translate that much. But the leading expectations come to basketball. Like Coach Roush has always taught me how to like be a leader, show me what I need to know, and how to lead a team.
Are you planning on playing football next year?
Good to see a high school team thriving and facing success. Now we will send it over to Emily with the weather.
Thank you, Connor. Here you see is our 3-day forecast for this upcoming weekend. On Friday, we have a chance of rain, and the high will be 38 and the low will be 34. Now on Saturday, it's going to be a mix of both rain and snow with a high of 36 and a low of 32. And finally on Sunday, we have a chance of, we don't have it, okay. It's going to be 37 and the low will be 39 when it will be mostly cloudy. Back to you, Connor.
Sounds brisky. Now for some news about Glenbrook Mall. Coming soon to a Fort Wayne Dave & Buster's is being built at the Glenbrook development. In February, the developer for the project brought the now closed Sears building and the Auto Center into Glenbrook Square, with plans to demolish them in favor of a new retail building. The popular Portillo's restaurant, which opened at the end of 2019, was part of that plan, as well as the Dave & Buster's, which should open up in December 2020. The makeover of Glenbrook Square following the closing of Sears and Carson's has been accelerating of late. Another entertainment venue called Round One was recently confirmed for part of that empty space. Demolition of outdated retail buildings began this summer, and it has cleared the way for new construction. Finally, I will send it over to myself with a story on animal cruelty. A dog has died during a United Airlines flight after an attendant forced the owners to put the 10-month-old dog in an overhead bin. Onlookers reported seeing the puppy's owner cradling it in her arms and sobbing after she discovered her pet was dead when the plane touched down at LaGuardia Airport in New York. Maddie Greminger, a passenger on the flight from Houston, said a flight attendant told the passenger before takeoff that she must put her dog in the overhead bin. She reluctantly agreed, and the dog was reportedly heard barking on takeoff and during some turbulence, before going silent. United Airlines has accepted full responsibility for the tragedy and have launched an investigation. Greminger wrote, "I just flew into LGA and witnessed a United flight attendant instruct a passenger to put her dog in an overhead bin. It was clearly a dog, and while the customer was adamant about leaving it under the seat, the attendant pushed her to do so. At the end of the flight, the woman found her dog deceased. She sat in the airplane aisle crying, and all of the surrounding passengers were utterly stunned. The puppy barked throughout the flight, according to Laura, filling the flight with its cries until he finally ran out of breath. There was no sound as we landed and opened his kennel. There was no movement as his family called his name," a spokesperson for the airline said. "This was a tragic accident that should never have occurred, as pets should never be placed in an overhead bin. We assume full responsibility for this tragedy and express our deepest condolences to the family and are committed to supporting them. We are thoroughly investigating what occurred to prevent this from ever happening again." Tragically, animal cruelty cases are rising, and some states are proposing laws to try and prevent that. The Tennessee legislature is considering a bill that would prevent convicted animal abusers from owning a pet. Representative Darren Jernigan filed House Bill 1643 for introduction on Tuesday. The bill would amend Tennessee laws to prevent anyone convicted of animal cruelty, abuse, or other offenses against animals from owning a companion animal for at least 2 years after their conviction. Tennessee lawmakers have remained focused on curbing animal abuse in the state. In 2016, Tennessee became the first state to formally establish an animal abuse registry for people convicted of aggravated animal cruelty, specifically crimes sadistic and depraved in nature against an animal, sex crimes involving an animal, or animal fighting. That's all the time we have for today. For Kyler, Emily, and all of our crew, I'm Connor Jackson from Generic News. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, stay generic.